Why not? Go. Okay, do I see myself? Yeah. Okay, should be on. Hey, what is up, traders? Welcome back to Forex Gym. My name is George, and welcome to today's Daily Forex Analysis, which we normally do it Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. UK time. So today we got three currency pairs. I decided to pick the three currency pairs instead of four, which I thought that I'm gonna pick three, and I will let you guys to pick the rest of the currency pairs. We do have 1.5 hours, which we normally do on every Monday to Friday. So we have these 1.5 hours, and you can ask questions, and also you can ask me any particular currency pairs if you want me to analyze. So you can pop it in the chat box on your right, and then I will be addressing your inquiries or any particular currency pairs you want me to analyze. So I do have my lovely assistant in here, which she's helping me with your inquiries and questions to make sure that I don't miss any of your questions. So as I mentioned, we do have that 1.5 hours. However, if I don't see any questions from you guys, then I will be giving about 5 minutes, and I will be signing out. So make sure you keep on hard with the questions and all the currency pairs if any of the currency pairs you want me to analyze. So don't be shy, let's interact with each other. And good morning, Divas, good to have you back. So I do pre-selected these three currency pairs. So US dollar Canada, Euro against British pounds, and US dollar against Swiss franc. Hey Saish, good morning. Welcome back to our live day Forex analysis. Good to have you back. So we do have these three currency pairs, which I'm gonna analyze later on, and pop it to your questions or any currency pairs. You can just leave it in the chat box. I'm gonna come back to it and check it out for sure. So we did analyze Euro against British pounds yesterday, so I'm going to come back to it because it did quite interesting moves yesterday. We've seen quite interesting moves, so it will be good to analyze that currency pairs. Okay, as Divas is asking, I see a potential swing short sell on Euro against Japanese yen. Can you look at it? Yes, definitely. I will have a look at Euro against Japanese yen, and what all pairs will be affected by news today. Yes, to answer that question, that's good, because I almost actually forget about the news. We have a very significant news out today on the US dollar and as well as on a Canadian dollar. So we do have that two news. US dollar is going to be especially affected because we have a non-farm payroll day, as well as I think it's hourly earnings, not as much. But US dollar against Canada, that two currency pairs going to be most affected. So we need to keep in mind that when we take the trade, make sure that we don't take 5 or 10 minutes before that news is out, and we have like something like 10-15 pips stop loss, because we're going to suffer a big slippage just in case that it moves against our direction. So let's jump into the USD Canada, then I'll be coming back to the questions, and also Euro against Japanese yen. So I'm going to be analyzing that one as well. So let's jump into the USD CAD. So this one's going to be most likely the most affected currency today. So we was it 1:30? Yeah, the news out at 1:30. We still do have quite a bit of time before that news is out, so we can trade before that news is out. So I was looking at this USD card earlier, and I did see the potential short trade in here, which is as of the target is down to this level. Was a 138.80 zone. So but then the price it chopped around a bit. So as of the way I look at it now, so I do think that the price will push the price down to this level. So as I said, 138.80. so it's good, about 50 pips. The only thing I'm concerned that if the price gonna come down that before the news is out. So we're looking roughly, so 80, yeah, about 50 pips. So it's under the question if the price is gonna make its way down to this level before the news is out. So we still have five hours, just over 5 hours. So let's have a look at the shorter time frames. Let's go to the 4-hourly time frames. Okay, on the 4-hour time frames, we already putting these spinning top candles, which I don't like. So far we had this very nice move since yesterday towards the downside. When I was looking at yesterday, pretty sure I was looking towards upside because we had, actually, let's have a look. Go back to the daily. Yeah, well, when I was looking at this pair yesterday, we can see that day before we had this nice bullish candle, and price did not even get to this high up here, and then yesterday we put this crazy strong bearish candle. So now I'm kind of switching towards the short side, at least for time being, at least down to at least a level in here. So there's a good chance the price will make its way down there. So let's go to 1-hour time frame, see what we have in here. Okay, so as of the 1-hourly time frame, so the price made this, we have this 1-hourly support down here. Actually, these supports, yeah, we have this this very bad support kind of. So we have this little low as well as this high. So we do have that support level. Actually, it has broken that level. It has broken that level. So we'd say that this is the support. However, this is not that strong support. So it does having a reaction though, funny enough, and I'm hoping that will push a little bit higher. So I'm expecting for the price to come up at 139.50. I was looking at it on the last hour, and but the price did not quite get there, and we did put these candles, the indecision candles, which normally means that the price is looking weak and it's most likely gonna continue to fall. However, we did for the last hour, we closed it as the hammer candle. So now it's a bit, okay, what the price wants to do. So in this case, actually when I look at it, I do want to see the price coming up. I do want to see the price coming up and taking out these spikes, spike highs here. We can see we have this cluster. So I do want to see the price coming up and taking out these highs. Normally when the price does this kind of moves, that means there's a lot of trades already built up, and the price starts to kind of chopped around a bit. We can see it on this 1-hourly time frame. These candles in here, we had this strong move, and then now it's for the last couple of hours it's going up and down, up and down. It can't really make the decision whether it wants to go down or up. But because we have this strong downside, there's a good chance that the price will continue and make its way down to this 138.80 zone. But however, before it does it, probably a lot of already orders are in, so I do want to see the price coming up and taking out these spike highs in here. So any stop orders or the limit orders, they will be sucked in, and then probably the price will continue to fall. So in this case, when if the price comes up and takes out that highs, so it needs to push up another, yeah, it's another 20 pips, another 20 pips to push up and take out these highs in here. So the level is roughly at so about 139.65. Okay, 25 to 30 pips. So if the price comes up that level, I don't want to see any bullish candle. I don't want to see any bullish candle close the full body. So I want to see something like half body is fine with the long tail, or the inverted hammer, or the doji candle. When the price does that, we can justify taking the trade towards short side. So as of the entry would be looking, because we need to wait for the candle to close. Depending how this is going to close, we would be roughly looking maybe about 139.45 as of the entry, and we're going to put the stop losses at 40, so 45, so we were looking 20 pips stop loss. So we're going to position our 20 or 25 pips stop loss, maybe 20 in this case, 20 pips stop loss. So we're going to position our stop losses above the new high, so about 65. It will be just about, if the price takes out, will be just about on the same level. But the reason why the 20 pips, because our target is at 138.80, so that gives us 65 pip gain, 65 pip gain with the 20 pips stop loss. So we can give it, I would give it actually not 138.80, but give it a bit higher, 138.84, maybe 138.84 or 83. The reason why the 80 is a quite round number, that's one thing. So there might be a lot of take profit orders down that way, and if it's enough orders for the take profit, then it might mean that the price calm down, and depending on your brokers, so on your spreads and all that, it might just get to that point, gets the most of the orders sucked in, and you might your take profit order might not get triggered. So it's good to give it a few extra pips, especially we do have a non-farm payrolls day, and probably this one's going to take a good couple of hours before that the price will do that move. So might be a lot of traders, or also the jumping out of the trade. Let's say if it's like 1 hour left before the non-farm payrolls maybe, and the price comes down, let's say 138.85 or 86, there might be a lot of traders jumping out of the trade because they do not want to wait for the extra 5 pips for the prior before the non-farm payrolls. So let's say the 138.85 would be our target. But keep in mind, if it's going to take too long, let's say if you are sitting on, I don't know, midday or half past midday, it probably won't be worth to take the trade in this case. So let's see, as I mentioned, the entry will be around 139.45 with a 20 or 25 pip stop loss and the target. So I'm going to mention it down to here. So Usdcad type is, was it sell? Type is sell. The entry is at, what was the entry? Entry is at 139.45, but it has to do the move before, it has to take out that spike highs before the price before we get into that trade. So make sure that the price will do that before taking the trade on that. So 139.45, stop loss SNL would be 20 or 25 pips. Actually, give it a 25 pips, that would be better rather than 20 pips. 25 would be better option on this one. So 25 pips, and the target is gonna be at 138.85. So that will be the that will be for the Usdcad. Right. That means any of this, nice to have it. All pairs will be affected. So I did answer the questions. Just curious. I see potential issue. Try and show. Okay, I will go to analyze the euro against was it Japanese yen? Yeah, euro against Japanese yen. And then, as Satish asks, so I'm gonna have euro against Japanese yen, and I'm gonna return to my the other currencies later. So euro against JPY. See what we have on euro against JPY. Starting with a daily time frame. Oh, okay, made a nice moves. So you said that you're looking for the potential short trade, as you mentioned, right? For the plannings. No. Reflected. I missed. Oh, my apologies. That was Divas asking about the Euro against Japanese yen, not Satish. So apologies for that. So Satish, you can edit. So swing shorts you were looking. Okay, short trades. So let's have a look. As of the swings, let me have a look at the higher time frames, because we need to look at the, when it comes to the swing trades, then we need to look at the weekly time frame and the monthly time frame as well. Sorry for that. Okay, let's have a look at the monthly time frame, see what we have on the monthly time frame. Yeah, because when it comes to swing trades, you need to have the monthly and weekly time frame aligned, and then we're going to look for the shorter time frame. So that's how I look at it. I'll look for the monthly and weekly time frame as of the trend, how the price is behaving, what are the critical levels, and then I use, let's say, daily time frame for the entry to determine my entry, and maybe even shorter time frames such as 4-hourly or 1-hourly time frame to find that exact entry level. So in this case, yeah, I would say the price is, as of the big trend, is looking down, so that's nice. The price has broken this level. However, this is a monthly time frame, and okay, the price also, okay, we do have that support level down here. So the price is sitting at this this support level in here on a monthly time frame. So this support level down here, as well as it taken out. Okay, right. Let's see if the price has taken out. Okay, yeah, price has taken out this low, this spike low down here as well. So on this occasion, so that's looks like a strong support level. So you might have a bigger retracement. Let's go to the weekly time frame. Yeah, it does look like a strong support on the weekly time frames as well. We do have this this level, so that's quite a strong support. I would say this is more like the next week rather than today. Yeah, I would say this is more for the next week than today, because it's still a few things to keep in mind. Okay, we have this strong move towards downside, and yesterday the price did push up on a daily time frame because we have taken out the this spike low of the weekly or the monthly time frame. And okay, I'll wait for the weekly. Let's see what we have on the weekly time frame. So let's look the where the price might want to retrace. So the price is currently sitting. So this is still a support. Yeah, I would definitely wait for this one for the next week. I do want to see the close of this candle, so close of this weekly candle, before I take any trade on this one. So I would wait for this candle to close, which is not going to happen until end of the session today. So the Friday has to end, and that will be for the next week. And depending how this candle is going to close, so far it does looking good, strong towards downside, but I want to wait and see, because if it closes something like that, maybe ideally it will push a little bit lower, maybe down to the 1500 level. Down to this level, so I want to see a bit fuller body candle. Then we would be waiting for the push, probably up to this level, maybe 1600. Just this one won't be enough. So depending how this candle, this weekly candle, is closed, then we can figure out our entry point. Most likely, if this doesn't move any further towards down, then our entry is most likely going to be up to this level in here, around 1600. So roughly about 100 pips away. So depending how far how far down the this weekly candle is going to close. So if it closes something like excuse me, yeah, if it closes a bit further down, maybe something like 1500, then most likely I would be looking for the entry somewhere around 1600 level, which is these highs in here. So we do have this cluster up here, as well as these spikes. So that will be most likely my entry. Retracement to the semi-swing then. Okay. So just looking for the 4-hour time frame for the retracement to 115.60 level. It looks like a semi-swing and swing. Okay. Let's have a look. This semi-swings. Let's go to daily. Okay, what was the level again? 115.60. Okay. Daily time frame. Let's go to 4-hourly time frame. Okay, so the down to this level, so 116.50. Okay, so if the price pushes up these highs, okay, there is something up with this. Let me just have a look at it properly. So 115.60 is gonna be up to this level up here. Okay, yeah, there is something I don't like it in this one. So if you're looking 115.60, so which is down to this level, same as on a 4-hourly time frame, depends. Like if another reason why I would wait for the close of this candle. So we're gonna see the close of the daily candle. So for instance, if this the price comes up and closes at 115.60 with a full body candle, there is probably a good chance that the price will continue more upside. So I do want to see and wait for the close of this daily as well as daily candle in here, and we're gonna roll over to the next week's candle. So I do want to see the close of this this candle in here. However, you can take, but I would take a precaution on this particular trade. So if the price comes up at 115.60, and then if it's, let's say, maybe waits up here and closes as of the full body candle without little tails, and it will make a quite strong daily bullish candle. So, and also we take out this this spike here as well. We can see it. So if the price does that, there might be a chance that the price might continue towards upside. So that's why I would wait and see. I'm trying to figure out what would be the target as well. The targets, we're gonna take it on the weekly time frames. Okay, so 114 down that way. Yeah, in this case, I would wait for the close of the daily candle, which is gonna give us the weekly candle. So it's gonna close weekly and daily candle. So I'll personally wait and see. So this is more like we'll be looking for the next week rather than today. So if we even take this semi-swing up to this level, as most likely it's not gonna get to the target today. I don't know what target you're looking for this particular swing. On the left hand side, okay, I do see, but this is a weekly target, and for the daily down to 114.50. So yeah, it's less likely if we get onto this 115.60. It's less likely gonna get to the target. and it might change for the following week, especially when we have the non-farm payrolls. I know this is euro and Japanese yen, but it sometimes has some effect on the euro as well on the non-farm payroll news. Not as much as the US dollar, but it might have an effect, so it can change. So that's another reason why I would personally wait and see. So today is more likely the short trade. So as we don't want to take it too much of a long position and roll over to after the. So ideally we get out anything before the news, or we trade after that non-farm payroll news is out. So that's why I would personally wait, even though on the 4-hourly time frames it does looking strong towards the downside, but yeah, there's a few things going on around it, which I mentioned earlier, that the price might not stop up there. Actually, I was looking, actually could be a long potential on this one. Actually, let me have a look at the short time frames. I might see actually a long potential for the time being to run it to 115.60. That would be a bit of a high risk on that. So 115.15 and 115.55 could be. I do see a small long potential, but again the setup doesn't look good. But this is for a very short-term trading. I do see this entry could be an entry point in here. So if the price pushes maybe another 10 pips down, but I would not take probably this trade. Let's see. So if the price comes down at 115.15, 10 pips. So 1 hourly is up, and 4 hourly is up as well. Okay. So I do see on this one actually a potential long trade up until to the 115.55 or 60, but 115.60 would be the very maximum I would allow to go, because we do have this resistance area, and I don't think the price will break that zone anytime today. But I do see a long potential, though the setup is not ideal. But I do see the long potential. Let's see if it works out on a risk-reward perspective. 115.15 with 10, 13, 14, 15 pips stop loss. So 15.15. If we're gonna run it to, let's run it to 115.55. So if we go into 15, run it to 55, so that gives us the 40 pip, 40 pip gain with the 15 pip stop loss. We're looking 1 to 2.5 risk reward. We can give it a 10 pip stop loss as well. It will be a bit too tight. Maybe I will give it actually 12 pip stop loss on this one. But the few things I'm concerned is we see that the big trend is down, even though 1 hourly is pushing higher, and also on the 4 hourly is still looking up. But as of the bigger picture is more towards downside. But I do see this opportunity that the price might go. And the other thing is this candle in here. I don't like when I see the prices coming down like this one. So I do like to see when the price comes up and then slowly comes down like this. We have this kind of curve in here, which I do not like. So I would say maybe about 50% on this one if this trade gonna work out, but certainly there is a potential on this one. So 115.50 15.15 would be the potential entry with that 10-15 pip stop loss, and the target is at 115.55. So let me just write this one down here. Just looking for, yeah, no problem, viewers. If there's any other questions, just yeah, pop it in the chat and I'll address, or if I miss something, just let me know. So on these, so this is EURJPY. So this is a short-term trade, so roughly about 40 pip gain on that one. So the type is was it buy? Buy. Entry is at 115. Okay, 115. The entry stop loss is at, I said 10 or 15 pips. 10, 15 pips stop loss. Pips. Ideally, would say the 15 pip stop loss is good for this one. But in my case, I might give it 12 pips just to get that 1 to 3 risk reward out of it. But depends if it's going to give me the opportunity to. It's going to set up. So and the target is at 115.55. So let's give it this one. So it gives us the 40 pip gain with 10 or 15 pips stop loss. You can choose in between as well, 12 pips, 13 pips, but the tighter the stop loss, then there's a higher chance that you're gonna get stopped out. So this one. Okay, it looks like it doesn't want to push it even lower. So hopefully, oh, also the other thing is if we see a doji candle up this one, probably leave this trade alone. So it still has a good half an hour before this candle does any moves. But if we see this type of candle, probably leave it alone, especially after that if it starts pushing down towards this 115.15. So hopefully we'll push it down a bit lower in this hour, and then we can justify our entry at the 115.15. So okay, let's see if we got any other. What else will be affected by these? Yeah, I did answer that. Thank you. What was it? So let's back to this euro against British pounds. Let's go to the euro against British pounds. Let's see what we have. Euro against Gbp. Okay, so let's go to the daily time frame. Yeah, I was this pair was quite interesting because I was analyzing this pair yesterday and I was calling for the long trades. However, the price did quite something different. So that's why we always need must have that margin of safety, because you might be like looking like, I'm almost sure that the price is gonna go up to this level, and then the market's gonna always prove you wrong. That's no, I'm not gonna do what you want me to do. So that's why we need to keep the stop losses just in case Mr. Market decides to do a completely opposite what he wanted to do. So yesterday is a good example. Actually, I did end up taking the trade on the euro British pounds, but then I did get stopped out on that one. So the price, yeah, the price is now clinging towards a downside, looking just by this daily candles. Let's have a look at the 4-hour time frame and drill down to 1-hour time frame and analyze why I did call it for the so this is the 4-hour time frame. We were looking at I think it was 8 o'clock or just past the 8 o'clock yesterday on a UK time, that we were looking for the short side if the price would have pushed it. I believe that was 87.35, and the price did that. We need to go to the shorter time frame. Okay, now this one is changing quite a lot. So now we can see it coming. Okay, so let's. I'm gonna address the one yesterday, what happened, and then come back to this and analyze what can happen. So I was analyzing at 8 o'clock. So we've seen that this the bullish candle, nice close. We can see a very strong, very minimum tail in here, and I was looking for the price to push up. I believe it was 87.35 if I'm not mistaken, and we can see that the price did push up that high, and also we have left these nice tails which demonstrate that the price is not that strong, and I did end up taking the trade at, I believe it was 87.37 with a 20 pip stop loss. And yeah, we can see that the price did pull down just immediately. Pretty much when I take the trade, the price had the nice move down towards downside, but then it completely turned and went up, and obviously my stop was somewhere up to this level, and I did get stopped out. And yeah, price did quite different what it looked like the price was going to do. So I was hoping the price would have pushed down to this level, but it did not do. As we can see, the price came up and actually tested that trend line we have on the daily and 1 hourly trend line. Yeah, so we have this trend line, so the price did came up and did another test in here, and yeah, immediately had a reaction after that one. So on this one, what I'm looking at right now, because price already came up and tested also this high as well as this trend line, I'm hoping the price will at some point will want to push it down, maybe down to this 80, roughly about 8700. Actually, we do have this 8720 as well, maybe 8700. So let's go to the shorter time frame, see what we have it in there. But I'm looking for the short trade. However, I do admit that the setup is not as stuff is not as good, even though the price does looking down. We have this lower high, so this one, the price made this lower high up here, and now we did have this move and made another lower high. So this is this low is higher than this low, and now its price came up, and it's coming down for another try. Maybe it will come down down to, which one I say, 8700, which is down to this level. However, we do have some hurdles, quite a bit of support to cut through this. So let's go to the 1 hour time frame, see what we have it on the 1 hourly time frame. Certainly, I would want to give it another try, but still needs to the price has to come down a bit more. I do want to see for the next, either this hour or the next hour, the price coming down. I do want to see the price coming down to this level at 87.40 zone, down to this another support on the 1 hourly time frame. But I do want to see a close, a nice bearish close before I jump into the trade. Something like this one, maybe this one. So bearish close with no tail or a very little tail, then we can so the price comes down at 87.40 with a long strong bearish candle and closes that way with a minimum tail. Then we can look for the retracement towards upside to use it as the entry. So if the price comes down at 87.40 with the 87.40 and 87.45, we can justify getting onto this level, 87.45. So it's only about 5 pips away. So the 5 pips retracement, even though I don't like it. But if it closes strongly, then the possibility the price pushing up to this. Actually, I'll personally use the highs, 87.50. So I got these 2 entries in mind, 87.45 and 87.50. No, 87.50 will be too far. 87.45 actually will be better, and then we can use 55, that will be, the stop loss would be about 15 pips stop loss on this one. So 15 pips stop loss. We're going to position our stop losses just around this this level, so 50, so 45, 55, 60. So we would be looking around up to this level. But first, the price needs to come down at 87.40. So 15 pips stop loss, and we'll be looking for the target at 8700. Maybe give it 2 more pips, so 8702, just to be sure, in case there's a lot of orders down to this level. 8700 isn't a round number, so might have a lot of traders might have their take profits down at this level. So maybe give it about 2 pips higher, so 8702. So if the price does that, so we're looking 40 pips, and with 15 pips, we're looking just over 1 to 2 risk reward, so about 1 to 2.5 risk reward on that. So the entry, as I said, so I'm going to write the levels down: 87.45 with a 15 pip stop loss. Was it EURJPY? Type is sell. Entry is at 87.45. But first, I want to mention again that first the price has to make the nice bearish candle towards downside. So 87.45 with the SNL would be 15 pips. Oops. Not this one. 15 pips. So 15 pips stop loss, and the target's gonna be at 0.87. 87.02. So give it that 2 pips. Still good to have that 2 pips. So we're looking about just over 1 to 2 risk reward on that one. I might need to again give it either wait a bit more, maybe if the price pushes higher, or have an even tighter stop loss. I must have that 1 to 3 risk reward, otherwise it's not gonna work out for me. So I don't see any questions, so no questions so far. So I'm gonna jump into the next one, which is USD against Swiss franc. Let's go to the daily time frame. Usdchf, the Swiss franc, see what we have on the US dollar against Swiss franc. So yeah, this currency is also in a choppy range. So we got this this range bound in this way. So the price came up, tested this these highs in here, and it does having a reaction already. We put the sort of an inverted hammer yesterday. Now the price is coming down because we do have a news at 1:30 on the UK time. This currency is going to be most likely affected because there's a big news out on the US dollar. So let's see what we can do about it. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Okay, the price is going okay. So the price is coming down to this support level. So the price is testing this support level so we got this one as well as this low down here. So price tested it, put already on a 4-hour time frame this kind of hammer candle, or more like a doji in a way. And let's see what it's gonna do on this 4-hour candle. See, let's go to the 1-hour time frame, because we want to have a close target, which makes the we're gonna have a close target. There's most likely the price will get there quicker, because we can't really have a faraway target prior the non-farm payroll. So we need to, the time is kind of against us in this in today. So let's go to 1-hour time frame. Okay, 1-hour time frame does looking that is stalling in here. Okay, so I do want to see the price pushing a bit down. 87.05. So now I'm looking for the potential entries as well as the targets, and of course the stop losses, because we want to make sure that we do have the risk rewards on our side. So I do want to see the price breaking this level. So I do want to see the price coming down at 97.10 and closing. I do want to see the close, nice bearish candle close down to this level, then a retracement. So the price comes down at 97.10 with a strong close. Then we can wait for the 10 pip. So we have it in here. So we do have this support level. Yeah, this 10 would also take out this spike lows down here, so that's good. So the price comes down at 97.10, closes nicely bearish, then we would be looking for the retracement bit up. We don't want too much of a retracement towards upside. Most likely it's gonna be up to this 97.20 zone. So 97.20 zone. I need to look for the targets. Okay, this is 2. So if we go into 97.10, now the price comes up at 97.20 with the, okay, we can use the 10 pip stop loss. Let's go if we can see. So if we get onto 97.20, let's see what the stop loss we can use. The 10 pips. Yeah, 10 pips will be too tight. 15 pips. Yeah, on this one will be a 20 pip stop loss. Okay, that's 20 pip stop loss. So let me see the targets, see what we have. We certainly can't use the this target down to here, so we need to have a look at the 4-hourly time frame. See what we have on the 4-hourly time frame. Okay, 4-hour time frame down to, okay, this is the same area, so maybe down to this level. 96.70 zone. Okay, 96.70 zone. That will be the next strong support down to here, 96.70. So 20. We're looking for. So we're looking for the 50 pip gain with the 20 pip stop loss. So the 50 pips, and this is achievable. However, because we are against the timing here, we do have the news out at 1:30. So we do have 4.5 hours, roughly just above the 4.5 hours to go on there. Maybe price will come up. We'll do the moves I just mentioned in here, but the next so for the potential, in order for the risk reward to work out, the next target is 96.70. On this one, an entry would be 97.20 once the price comes down to and at 97.10 with a nice bearish close and then retracement to 97.20 zone. So I will still put this one in here. So USD Swiss franc, USD CHF. However, if the price gonna mess around a lot, and if it doesn't do it in the next 2 hours, leave this trade alone. I would say that. So type is sell. Entry is at which one did I say? 97.20, I believe. Yes, 97.20. So the entry is at 97.20, but as I said, price has to come down, close bearish. So 97.10, the price has to come down, and with a strong bearish candle close, then a retracement at 97.20. The stop loss is 20 pips. We can't really give less than that. So the next target for the buy. Okay, so and the targets target was 96.096.70, so that would be the potential. But as I mentioned, it has to do these certain moves which I mentioned earlier, as well as if the price doesn't do that move in the next 2 hours, then there's a chance that the even if the price does the moves, let's say after 2 hours, if the price do the moves, and there's maybe the chance that it will not get to the target prior the non-farm payroll news is out, and we don't want to take the risk of taking the trades, and that will be the basically the gamble. So you just flipping the coin, and if when the non-farm payrolls is out, the price might go in your direction, but we do not know that. So price can go either direction, and with a 20 pips stop loss, there's a high chance that we're gonna suffer the big slippage, especially when the price goes against our direction with that tight 20 pip stop loss, because non-farm payroll can move. Yeah, you can have, like, with a split couple of seconds, it can move 50 pips or even more in one of either direction. So if you have a 20 pip stop loss and you get that stop loss hits, you're gonna suffer the big slippage. So we do not want to do that. So that's why I'm saying these. So okay, Divas. As I analyze currencies, I see Swiss franc and euro move similarly. What are your thoughts on that? So euro against Swiss franc and also USD. Okay, so what if the price spike up to what would you be the next target? Okay, so let's address the divas first. Yes, they do move similarly, Swiss franc and USD Swiss franc. Yeah, because this is Swiss franc one. However, it did look slightly different. I think euro and Swiss franc was on a swing trade, and I did have the no, that was a Japanese yen. So let's have a look at the euro against Swiss franc. So I did write the target. Okay. So euro against Swiss franc. Let's have a look at the euro against Swiss franc. So next one, CHF. Sometimes, yeah, the currencies can move similar ways, but they can have these small differences in between them that makes us, or makes me personally, that okay, I would choose the currency over the other one rather than because of that small difference. So any shift you can get to in your favor, that's better. So let's have a look at the euro against Swiss. Euro against Swiss franc. Okay, now I do see. $105.15. Okay, I do see the difference. Now we just have a look at let's bring up another trading view. So let's have a look at the USD Swiss franc. I do see the difference, but it's good to have the next side by side, and we're gonna have a look and see what are the differences. Okay, it takes time to load on this one, so let's wait for this one to load. Oops, no, thank you. Let's go to daily time frame. So I think that's good. Okay, this is a daily time frame on this one as well as this. They kind of look like they're similar, but on this one is a full chop, and on this one, oops. Yeah, on the USD euro against Swiss franc, this is more, only a bit. It's more looking more towards down. On this case, we do have this, so the price came down on this one, took out this low, and now it's trying to maybe bottom out and then maybe continue towards upside. However, it's not as similar as with the USD Swiss franc. So it did USD bottomed, or looks like it wants to bottom out. So it did make these changes. It came up to these. Yeah, look at the tails as well. We don't have that kind of tails in here. Yeah, the other thing is if you pay the close attention, we have so much tails in here. We can see that the pretty much every candle, or most of the candles, they have the tails. These tails. I don't like to see so many tails. That's another thing. If you look at the USD Swiss francs, it does have a couple of them, but not as bad as the USD euro against Swiss franc. So it has a loads of tails, and this one is trying to sort of the bottom out. And on the daily time frames, it has a very tight range. If we have a look at this for the last couple of days on this zone in here, it has up down, but very tight range. On this one, it has a bigger range. We can see that it has a bigger range in here. So this is chopping as well as this one, but the US dollar against Swiss franc is chopping more, but it has a wider range on the choppers. So out on the euro against Swiss franc. In a similar way. Right. Let me look at the currency correlation. Okay, so I mean, as an individual currency. Oh, right, as an individual currency, yes. I sometimes see euro and Swiss franc move in a similar way. And currency correlation between Swiss franc and euro. Okay, is there any other one? So you mean the separate currencies, right? The Swiss franc and the euro as well. Yeah, they can, of course, they can move in a similar way, but we always have differences, even though we do have this similarity. They can have I do see normally the differences, same as with the euro against on euro side and Swiss franc, but we can have the euro against Swiss franc, and we have a Swiss franc, the USD against Swiss franc. So yeah, they can move similarly, but normally there is always a difference. I have not really seen them moving the exact same way. What was the deals? Hello everyone, does he do live Monday to Friday? So Federico is saying yes, does it? So yeah, I do live Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. UK time. Yes, correct on that one. Oh, did I miss anything? What else did I miss? Saish said, what if the price spike up? Okay, spike up, what would you be the next target? So I would assume you're asking about the US dollar against Swiss franc. If this the price spikes up. So let's go to, okay, we do have that USD Swiss franc. So let's go to shorter one. Oops, not one only, probably one only on this one. So if the price spikes up, that's fine, as long as the price does not have a strong close. So if let's say the price spikes up, then returns back to it, and let's say closes like a sort of an inverted hammer and leaves the tail. Then we'll be fine. However, if the price comes up and closes something like the okay, excuse my drawing, but if probably get what I mean. if it closes something like the strong bullish candle, then I would not be taking. I would rather wait and see how it's gonna kind of react on the next, maybe in the next hour, see if the reaction on the next hour. So if it spikes up and returns back to it, so it retraces and loses all that what it gained, then and closes. So the close is important. So the candle closes as so in let's do demonstrate. So let's say something like this one. So if we're looking to for the price to come up maybe at this level, and it spikes up a bit over and goes over it, and then returns and closes like this one. So you can see that this one has a long tail and the body is very short. So that will be fine because the price spiked up, but it did not. Like the words, kept all that strength. So it just the sellers pushed the price down and it closed down to this level. So if it's something similar to this one happens, then it's fine. So we can justify still taking the trade on that one. So I hope that answered the question. Let me go and looks like Eurobridge that's done. Yeah, the Swiss franc that's done. So on. Okay, so it looks like the USD Swiss franc does want to go and push higher for now. Ooh. 1 second, I got the some trigger. Oh, okay, what was that? Which one is it? Ah, USD Canada. Okay, we got USD Canada in here. So I put this marker, I think it was like an hour and about an hour and a half ago that I was looking for to take the trade in here. Okay, so the price coming up and testing this now. So I do want to see the price taking out these ones first. Let me put another alert. A bit further. Yeah, might be even taking the trade depending if it's gonna do it in the next. So we still have half an hour left. So if it's gonna do it in the next half an hour, I might be even taking the trade on live. So I did this, and so have I missed any questions? So Frederick, that's good to know. Thanks a lot. No problem. So I don't see any questions, so guys, don't be shy. You can ask the questions or any other currencies you want me to analyze. So Euro, Swiss franc. Okay, I did have a look at the euro against Swiss francs. Let's go and yeah, let's go and discuss the news on this one. So last time, I think yesterday, I did forget to mention it. Maybe I briefly mentioned it. So we are today on Friday. So we do have the President Lagarde speaks. So that one, yeah, that one can be a mover on the ECB president. So European Central Bank. So this is a president of the European Central Bank. So depending on the speech at 12 o'clock, we still got 3 hours before he delivers the speech, and depending on that speech or what they're gonna say, this one will can have an effect on the euro side. But the main one is the Canadian dollar side, so employment change as well as unemployment rates, plus the main one is non-farm employment change. So we have minus 22,000. So yeah, they do have generally the non-farm payroll is always creating some volatility. I think I've seen it 1 or 2 times out of all this since I've been trading that the non-farm payroll has not created much volatility, which was quite a surprise for me. But especially USD card. So watch out on the USD card. We're gonna see most likely we're gonna see a good moves on the US dollar against Canada because we have the two news out on at the same time, as well as the caution about euro. So if you're gonna take the trade just before the 12 p.m. Probably leave it before we're gonna take the trade. Let's say if it's like 11:50 or something, probably leave the trade and wait for the news out, and after taking the trade, if you're planning to take the euro on a euro trade. So any ideas? So euro against Australia. So Frederico is asking about euro against USD. It was a very good buy opportunity. Oh, hi Mima, good to have you back. Frederico, any ideas on the fundamental side on the euro USD? Okay. So actually, I briefly touched it on the Euro USD. As of the fundamentals, we do have the news out. So the European Central Bank, so that can affect, depending on the speech, so that can affect the euro side. However, so far the euro is looking decent compared to the other currencies, but yeah, keep in mind on the euro side we do have it at 12 o'clock. So let's go have a look at the euro USD. Right, correct. So euro against USD. Euro against USD. Okay, did I analyze euro against USD yesterday? I can't remember. So Euro USD, we do have Gbpnzd. So this one looks like similar to the USD Swiss franc in a way. So we do have this Gbpnzd. Yeah, it does look like similar to the, I think it was USD Swiss franc, right? Let me have a look at it. It does look very similar to the, yeah, it does look very similar to the Euro against USD, but just inverted. Sort of, because the USD is the first and the Swiss franc is after, but they do look like they are very similar. Okay, let's have a look at the euro against USD. So we, as I said, we are in the choppy range on this case, and price did came out and tested this support level for already the third time now. So no, actually not a third time, that's a fourth test. So this was the support on here, so 1, 2 and 3. So on the third time it did have taken out the this area in here, so this slows down here, and we've seen that the price came down and tested another time for yesterday, and now the price is maybe pushing a bit higher. So let's go to the shorter time frame, see what we have on the shorter time frame. So on a 4-hourly time frame, okay, so on a 4-hourly time frame, the price pushed higher, so came up to this, what else we have in here? So we have a multiple resistance levels. Oops. So we do have this multiple resistance level. So the price did came up and test this 4-hourly high in here. Has it taken out? No, it has not taken out this high. So the price came up, test this highs, and we do have this aggressive reaction, and looks pretty strong reaction towards the downside. We also left this this small 4-hour candle, which I generally do not like to see on the support or the resistance level. And because price already tested that support level, I would think that maybe the price wants to maybe come up to this level. Maybe that will be almost like next week, but maybe pushing to the next resistance zone, 0885. But so far on a 4-hour time frame, we do have that sort of a small candle, looks like a spinning top in a way. And this reaction now don't like that much. So if I would have taken a long trade on this one, I'll definitely wait, and I'll definitely wait to see a bit more bullish strength coming in before I get onto the trade. So this one is more like, okay, let's see. So this one is traded with the what I call barrier. So I like to put the barriers if so price has to do a certain move before I get on to the trade. So in this case, this is that type of trade. The price has to do a certain move, and that certain move would be the price has to come up and take out this. Yeah, around probably more like this high as well, because we do have. Yeah, I would like to see the price coming up and taking out this this high in here. So this one and as well as this one, but this is at 08. It's 108.60, which is about 40 pips away, and unlikely the price will do it before the news is out. And we also have actually two news on the one Euro side at 12 p.m. and the other one is at 1:30 p.m. on the US dollar side. So unlikely the price will do that. And as of the shorts, so this one disqualifies as of the buy trade, and let's have a look at the, maybe there's going to be a small potential short opportunity. maybe, just maybe. Okay, so I do want to see the price. Yeah, this is a bit this is a bit tricky, so I do want to see the close of the yeah, I would like to see close of the 4-hourly candle in this case, down to this level, and maybe run it down to here. Yeah, if I would have taken a short trade in this case, I would like to see the 4-hourly candle close. So this 4-hourly candle, which is not gonna close another for the next few hours, and once the candle is closed, that will be at 12 p.m. So there will be news on the euro side, which is that speech, which can take some time before, if something I don't know how long it's going to take before that speech is ended. Since okay, let me just have a look on there. So on this. So Frederico is asking. So Frederico is asking, I'm in since 0790, so quite safe. Okay, no problem. 0790, so that's pretty good. So 7900. Oops. Wait. Oops. Should I hold it? Suggestions. Okay. 07900. I can't get it. So it's 107,900. Okay, so that will be 107,900. So that will be, well, most likely the buy. I would say it's a buy trade. So 107.90. Should he hold it or not? In this case, so yeah, I mean, this is 0790, so this is 08, so it's, if I get it right, is it 107.90 you are in on a long trade, so down to this level, 107.90, so I would assume that will be down to this level, if I get it right, so I don't want to get it wrong. So 07.90, so 107.90, I would assume, so quite safe. Thanks. And if it's the euro, okay, yeah, it's euro against USD. If it's 107.90, the price only moves was 30, so you're in 35 pips away, which is actually not that far away if we're looking for the non-farm payrolls, because non-farm payrolls can move market quite a lot. So it can move in a few seconds, can move in 50 pips, depending on the depending on the news and if it's going to be any extreme cases one way or another. So that depends. Should I suggest then? Okay, so 790. Yeah, so Federico, if you can let me know if I get it right. So 107.90. If it's the 107.90 as well. So Mima is asking euro against Japanese yen. Please have an entry at rejection of resistance at 115.42 target. It's okay. Let's return to this one. I did. Oops. Get rid of this. I did analyze the euro against. Did I? I did analyze euro against Japanese yen. I did analyze euro against Japanese yen. Where was it? Up to somewhere. I think D was asking about euro against Japanese yen. So let's use this Swiss franc, euro, British pounds. Okay, euro against Japanese yen types. So my entries as of towards buy side, but I did mention a few other things on that one. So let's go. You know what? It is going down. So please have an entry. So 115 the resistance. Okay, let's go to the euro against. Oops. Yeah. It will be easier for me to have a look at. So euro against GBP. Okay, it does push down nicely. Okay. Yeah, so I did analyze this one. As of the shorter term ones, I did say that it's more for the long side up to this 115.55 zone, but it seems that the price did push. However, the long one is towards the downside, correct? So the let's see where. What else? Entry at rejection of a resistance. 115. So 115.42. So the entry is 115.42. Yeah, so 115.42. So your entry is at, down to this level, and the target was oops, where is it? YouTube. Okay, and the target is at 111.90. So 111.90 is at, oh yeah, 111.90 is more like the weekly. Where is it? Yeah, down to. Okay, this is cool. So 111.90 is fairly far away for the target. So 111.90 is down to this. Okay, down to this level. Let me have a look at the monthly time frame again. Might be some. Oh no, as of the monthly time frame is good. Oops. Okay, 111.90. Yeah, 111.90 is a bit further down. I do see the target before that one, because okay, this is quite far away. I would have personally the target I would have down to this weekly lows down here at 112. So about 112.90. I will have a target personally 112.90. So I do see this the first target down here, unless you do want to wait at 111.90, which is a bit further down, and it does, I think, the spikes down to the spikes, unless you want to wait and where was that? Oops, I'm going too far. So we do have the spikes down to these levels. So you're holding it down to the right at the spikes down here. So personally, when the price does like to come down to the body, not the spike itself. So and normally what the price does it comes down to the body. Let's say I just assume that you know what I mean by the body. So down to this level, so we have this body, but not the actual spike low, unless maybe price wants to break this, take out this spike low. So price generally does like, in most cases, does like to come down to the the body lows, so not the actual spike lows. So I would personally would have it as of the first target down to the 112.90. So, and let me look at the monthly time frame again. So I'm trying to get everything as quick as possible because we only have 10 minutes left. And as I remember, someone else asked about one more currency, so I want to get that one in as well. Again, this is a bit contradicting as of the 113, but this is a bit too close, so I would have worked. Yeah, 112.90. I would personally say that 112.90 is the better one. You can, however, you can hold it to 111.90, or maybe take the partial profits at 112.90, and then run the remaining to that spike, very spike lows at the 111.90. So that's personal choice, but I would personally would be taking the 112.90 because we do have, and price does like to come down to the actual close of the candle, but not the spike low. So in this case, daily, yeah, we are putting this. So I might already also disqualify that short trade I mentioned earlier. So, okay, it came down. Yeah, this came down already too close, so that would disqualify that short trade I mentioned earlier. Yeah, we will disqualify that. Okay, so I'm looking for the potential entries on this one. So yeah, the price came down, even though we do have this nice close up here. It does. No, still, there's still a chance. It has to do on my setup, but I do see the potential still. Maybe price pushing it a bit to this 115.55 as of this is the trade I mentioned earlier. I was analyzing on the buy side for the short-term trades. So if this candle, yeah, there's still good potential for this one, but it needs to do a 15-minute price out. Okay, so the price has to come up and then return back to that one. Okay, let's return to the some of the questions. I only have 7 minutes, so I'll try to get as quick as possible. So Michelle is asking, what do you think of the British pounds against the New Zealand dollar? I have a buy position on the okay, so I'll try to analyze the British pounds against the New Zealand dollar. So I don't think we're going to have time for another currency because it's probably going to take the most of the time. And also I'm going to return to the charts, but unlikely we're going to have. So let's say British pounds against New Zealand. So Gbpnzd. Let's see what we have on this one. So starting with the daily time frame, right? Yeah, always amazes me when I see the spikes like this one, the crazy movements, but very small bodies down here. So that's quite funny because yeah, the price is pushing up, down, but then buyers and sellers at the more or less trying to take over the control, but none of them manages until sometime later. So as of the daily time frame, the price does looking towards downsides. The price already came down to this Okay, on the yesterday's candle, does it take out the low? No, it hasn't taken out the low on the yesterday. So we did taken out the low as of the today's candle. So the price managed to take out these low today, and we do have this. We have this code. Oops. We do have the cluster of price action here. We have this open and closes up to this level we can see. So that would be the oh, that's my trade. Okay, I need to this one is coming up nicely. Okay, so this one, so the potential for the US dollar against Canada, so I need to look for the entry. So it's not going to do it for the next 15 minutes yet, but there's a potential for the Usdcad already, so I'm going to be looking on that trade. So I still got 15 minutes before the moves is done. So British pounds and New Zealand dollars, so the price is sitting on this this support zone, so it's a quite strong support zone. Actually, we have a lot of price action going on in here. Let's go to 4-hourly time frame, see what we have on the 4-hourly time frame. We do have a nice strong move down, however that support level is a bit of a concern. So it's 4-hourly time frame, the price is kind of coming up, pushing a bit higher. Yeah, as of the for the short-term trading, so that's what I'm looking for, the short-term trades. We have a strong trend as the price is pushing down, but I do think that the price will have a bounce on this. So I would expect to have a bounce on this level, but as of my long view is towards the downside, but there could be a potential towards a small trade towards upside. So it might be a small trade towards upside. The question is where this might go. Maybe this level at 0290 zone. Let's go to the 1-hour time frame. See, have a look at it again. 0290 is down to, so around down to this level 0290. That could be a potential target 0290. However, we don't really have much of a range up here. Yeah, I can't really justify any taking any trades, but the address chart is was it the British pounds? It sounds like what was the question? I missed the question. What was it? So British pounds. What do you think of the so what I think the buy position. So you're asking, I have a buy position on that one. Buy position, if it's a short trade, then it's fine. But I would personally hold it up to this maybe 0290 or 95 zone at the very maximum at to maybe no. So I would be holding it up to the 20290 zone. So as of the short term, yes, but for the longer term, the price does looking that your price will want to go lower rather than the higher. We also have this trend line in here, which is actually extended up to this. Yeah, we do have this trend line as well. So this is more of a down. Yeah, I would personally, as of this the longer term view. Actually, before I say that, let's go to the longer term. Okay, on the weekly time frames, it does looking up, but let's go to monthly time frame. So it depends, like if you're on a short or the not short, if you're short-term trading this currency or the long-term trading this currency. So that depends on that. If you're long-term trading, yeah, on the long-term trading, it does looking. on a monthly time frame, it does looking the price is going up. However, there's a couple of things is a bit worrying, and one of them is the price has this move. We can see this move up here on 2 months ago with this sort of a spinning top. The price went very high, and it took out most of the orders, so it got to this resistance and then lost all the lost everything pretty much, and the price came down and left this this tailing here. So the price is now, as of the monthly time frame, is more of a retracement, on a retracement stage, but this is a monthly time frame, and that retracement can last in a period of months, so that's why we'll be a bit more cautious. Maybe the price wants to push even lower. So if you're short-term trading towards upside, then it's fine, but if you're short-term trading for the if you're short-term trading, so if you're short-term trading towards long side, it's fine, as I mentioned earlier. But if you're long-term trading towards long side, it's a bit of price might have a longer retracements, so that's why I'm worried. But I do see that the big trend is towards upsides as of the monthly time frame, and even on a weekly time frame, it does looking that the price wants to go up. But no need to forget that the price have a retracements, and we are looking for the higher time frame, so the price can have a retracement in a good few months. So now it's the price coming down to this this support level, but this weekly candle in here, this weekly candle does looking strong. So far I do think that the price might have maybe push a little bit lower, maybe down to this 201, 150. So I do want to see the close of this weekly candle before I make the decision to trade for the swing trades towards long side, because this candle does looking pretty good. But you never know, on the news today, price might push higher, and we can close as same as last week candles. Then I would be more towards upsides, but as of now, it's more this weekly candle does looking strong bearish for now. But I would wait for the next week for the what it's gonna do. I might be analyzing this currency on the weekends on my swing trading analysis. I do analyze my swing trades on the weekends for the potential. Generally, it's about 6 currency pairs, so 6 random currency pairs when I see the potential. Oops. Okay, so let's go back to the questions. We are out of time, unfortunately. Karim is asking, could you please tell me how to see the change in trend? Okay. Yeah, Karim, unfortunately we are out of the time, and also I do see a lot of questions. Mima is asking, with the news today have a big impact on the euro. Okay, this is quick one. On the euro, it can have, depending on the speech, but I can't really say for sure, so it depends on the speech. Michelle is asking, thank you very much for the analysis, really helps. No problem, Michelle, anytime. And we're just looking forward to see you on Discord channel. So yeah, thank you, Mima, thank you for that. And Dutch Master, I like the way you go from day down. Yeah, thank you, Michelle. The Dutch Master, thank you for that. I am new, still demo trading, and I always want to look at the 1 and 5 minutes slots. Yeah, this is depends if you want to scalp trades. What's a swing trade? And Dutch Master is asking what's the swing trade. Okay, I can see you are very new. The swing trade is basically, so I'll quickly address on that one. I'll try to get everyone. Some questions takes a long time, some questions take the less time. The swing trade, so basically we have scalp trading, day trading, and what I call semi-swing trading, but it's not really the existent as of the frame. But we have scalp trading, day trading, and swing trading. Scalp is like a couple of the 1 or 5 minute charts. 5-minute charts we trade on a very short-term time frames. That's scalp trading. The day trading is if you're trading, let's say, daily, 4-hourly, 1-hourly time frames. That's the scalp trading. And the swing trading is if you're trading from like the monthly and weekly time frames. So this is a very long term. Term trading, so the trades can last for the month, 2 or 3 or even longer. So that's a swing trade. When you're holding the position for the long period of time over the maybe couple of weeks, months, that's called the swing trading. So guys, I'd love to say a bit more, but we're already out of the more than 1.5 hours. It's been 1 hour and 35 minutes. I had a great fun, and for our next live daily forex analysis is gonna be on Monday. So that will be the next live daily forex analysis on Monday, 8 AM UK time. Just one thing I want to ask, that if you find this video helpful, please give it a like. It really helps my channel to grow, as well as to motivate me to make even better and to deliver more value on the videos I make. And also, if you're new to this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe. I'm making uploads every single day. I do a daily uploads, and I do make this live daily forex analysis from Monday to Friday, 8 AM UK time, as well as swing trading analysis on the weekends, and the other videos about the mindset and the psychology, anything that will help you to improve your trading game. So this is more like the mindset game. That is I've been neglecting on the mindset to make the videos on a mindset, but on the future I will be uploading even more, because that will help to improve your trading more than I mean, the strategies and all that are important, but what's most important is the mindset. And I do find it that a lot of traders, they're more into the technical rather than the psychological, but psychological is the number one. So I'll be covering that one. There's a big like, thank you Mima, thank you, and thank you all guys for your supports. Thank you Dutch Master, and so I'll be signing out, guys. Thank you for your support, and I will see you guys on Monday on my live trading. Also, thank you for my lovely assistant for helping me to address your questions. So I will see you guys Monday, not tomorrow, Monday on my live daily forex analysis. Have a great weekend and enjoy your weekend. Hope you're gonna have a great weekend. So see you guys on next week. Okay, signing up.